Welcome to this channel. The channel is for education and culture based on historical and scientific evidence. So, it is always the interest of many Wing Chuners who love to talk internal Wing Chun. And so, last night, a few of our Wing Chun friends messaged me, have a chat with me on internal Wing Chun. So today I want to rip this all off and then to show you what the hell is the real deal. Now, just to be really assertive to you all, whoever talk about internal Wing Chun is called bullshit. Bullshit. Yeah, my language is strong, but it is bullshit. What is internal? What is it? Now, let me share with you in a historical perspective the truth of Chinese Kung Fu today. Chinese Kung Fu today is in a totally chaotic situation because most of Chinese Kung Fu are fake. That's why when Xi Xiaodong said he exposed fake Kung Fu, you see people keep shut up. So am I saying this just for my own ego or misleading? No. Let me share with you. Kung Fu today consists of 3 streams of different stuff. 3 streams, like the river, 3 streams. And because it gets so mixed up, people have no idea what it is and keep creating their own bullshit. And some Westerners start to call themselves grandmaster and then, selling snake oil. Now, the 3 streams of Kung Fu today, by evidence, the first line is the authentic Chinese fighting art or martial art, which is based on Sun Tzu, General Qi Guang, down to today, which is a momentum-based art, as I have already shared in my previous YouTube a few days ago here. So that is the authentic traditional Chinese martial arts. Sun Tzu, Qi Guang, all this battlefield stuff. No nonsense battlefield stuff. As what I shared the other day, if you want to understand what General Qi Guang wrote in his classic, go watch Mike Tyson. Yes, Mike Tyson, how he fight. That is a description that you can understand what the General Qi Guang write in his classic. You get Mike Tyson's YouTube or video in one side, in one hand, and General Qi Guang's writing in one hand, you say, oh, that's what it is. So this one line. So this is real stuff. There's no Qing, no magic, no Taoist bullshit. The second line is a political made-up in the Manchurian dynasty or the Qing dynasty. After they take over the China from the Ming dynasty, because Ming dynasty lost its war and the Qing, the Manchurian, take over, they start to create something called 内家 internal. So they say their 内家 is based on a Taoist named Zhang Sanfeng. And Zhang Sanfeng, at one night, he had a dream, and the next day, because he's getting the teaching from God, so the next day, he killed 100 bandits. And he called whatever Zhang Sanfeng teach is 内家. And then he said, the Shaolin is 外家, external. From this Wudang Zhang Sanfeng stuff is 内家. Well, this type of stuff is a creation in the Qing dynasty. You see, they use Zhang Sanfeng make like this is some kinds of advanced people art and everything to cover up, to blank out what is the reality of Qi Guang. The reason why all this nonsense bullshit 内家 calling the Shaolin is 外家 or external school is a political reason. The political reason is the Shaolin is working with the Ming military, Zhang Sanfeng and Yi Dayu, to fight the Japanese pirate. So, the Shaolin is authentic transmissions from the Sun Tzu, Qi Guang. They are momentum-based art. And Wing Chun 1850 is a momentum-based art. Another art is the Hong Seng Choi Lei Fat. It is belong to the authentic military art of China is because Hong Seng Choi Lei Fat is anti-Qing. Wing Chun 1850 is anti-Qing. So they got the real transmission from the ancient Chinese, which is a momentum-based art. Now, you have this 内家 internal nonsense bullshit. It is based on Jing, 内经. Okay? And then he said that, well, he can sense you, and then he can fa jing, and then he is the invincible. So this thing propagate down to early 1900, late 1800 and early 1900, propagate down. It became big marketing. Remember at the end of 1800, the Qing even go wage war with all the Western European country and Japan, thinking that they have this special kung fu, which is can against bullets. Same type of nonsense thinking. And after the 1900, early 1900, they make it become a commercial things. So this is the second part. And what does normal Chinese know anyway? Unless they belong to the Chinese Freemasons, the anti-Qing who fought the Qing, like the ancestor of Wing Chun or ancestor of Hong Seng Choi Lei Fat, who fought in the 1850s uprising and then fled to America. Nobody knows what the heck is the reality in fighting. And so people believe in this nonsense, Fa Jing, internal Jing bullshit. Now, this internal Qing bullshit. That's why when they face Xi Xiaodong, it is second. Just look at all the Xi Xiaodong's video against those internal Qing 内家 guy. And yet no one stand up to fight an MMA guy like Xi Xiaodong. They couldn't, because it's based on some kind of Qing, internal energy, Taoist energy, which is a completely made up. In the reality, I told you already, I shared with you, the Qi Ji Guang stuff in 1560, 450 years ago, they already have to train their army in running, carry heavy baggage to train their physical. There's no such thing as Fa Jing, slow will defeat the fast. Forget about it. In fact, Qi Ji Guang said, it has better to be a lightning speed. And yet the Fa Jing guy, the internal guy, is saying that using slow can defeat the fast. Well, why don't you go defeat Xi Xiaodong? You cannot deliver in the bank, sorry. You cannot cash in the bank. So this is the second type. But they have a good promotions since the early 1900s. Like they are the advanced and so forth, so forth. That's why Tang Hao is against it. But at that time, Tang Hao in China, because all these people belong to the third group. Okay, I said there's three streams. Stream 1 is the real Chinese military. Stream 2 is this nonsense, internal art, 内家, and all this, whatever, qi, jing, jing stuff. The third is in Qing dynasty. If you are the bodyguard of a prince, a Manchurian prince, or a Manchurian officer, of course you're invincible. Even it is like at the Japanese invasion of China. Somebody act like he's invincible, challenge everybody. You know what is the background of that, the reality, when people are exposed today? It's because that guy is working for the Japanese government. I mean, who the hell, a martial artist in China, will go take the challenge or defeat the guy who worked for a Japanese military? No, none, zero. Same thing in the Qing. If you belong to the princess family, a fitness coach of the Qing prince, who the hell is going to fight you? Because this is not you who is the powerful and the real guy, the fighter. It is the power behind you, which is the prince of the Manchuria. Same thing. The same bullshit apply in Wing Chun. Feng Xiucheng is working for the Qing officer, Lord Binzhang, who is one of the people who only care for his own, but not the people. He is the Qing officer. And so Feng Xiucheng said, he is the best fighter as today, if you read in the history. Feng Xiucheng, of course you are the best fighter. Why? Because it is your boss. It's like if my father is the prime minister. My father is the prime minister. I go to the nightclub. Will you goddamn fight me? Or I slap you, say, you know, I'm invincible. So this is the third stream. You keep hearing people have this, invincible that, the best fighter, the top guy fighting and everything. It's all bullshit. That's why, again, when Qi Ji Guang challenged that, start from 2017, nobody stick his head out. because it's bullshit. So in Wing Chun, Feng Xiuqing, I call him out. Why? He is not the Zhong Hongxing of the Hongxing Chai Lei Fat. Writing in the history, he fought in the uprising. He is not the Leong Kun or the Tikyu Sam Iron Bridge Tree of Hongga, who create that iron wire sets, who again recorded down in the history of Canton. So you go to the history of Canton, you check out Zhong Hongxing. Yes, he's a fighter. He fought in so many things, including the uprising. And his student in Chai Lei Fat fought to overthrow the Qing, fought in the Japanese invasions. Hongga, the Kyusam Iron Wire, the third, who created the sets, iron wire sets of Hongga, he fought. His name is in history, but nobody claimed that is the 第一大打仔, the best fighter, the number one fighter. And yet Feng Xiuqing got nothing, zero in Chinese history. Okay? So this is the third type. Now, today in the world of Kung Fu, in America, in Europe, in everywhere, all these things intertwine into one big pile of whatever you call it. So they say, well, Wing Chun have this internal, have this Qing. Oh, my teacher is Feng Xiuqing, the best fighter. This is what happened. Same thing, all this internal bullshit. Now, at this condition, so if anybody in Wing Chun cannot tell you it is a momentum base, if you really want to learn Chinese Kung Fu, walk away, because that guy have no idea what the heck it is. They can mix Tai Chi, like the guy in Tai Chi, the young invincible in Tai Chi, who the hell he fight? Or it turns out that he is the worker, the coach inside the princess palace. Clear? Now I'm saying this is not to step on anybody. This is an international era. Okay? International era. Everybody, every citizen in this world deserves to know what is the truth. Or else, people look at the Chinese like, are you bullshit or are you living in a fantasy? So that's why I want to make this three stream clear. What does Qi Ji Guang's line is invincible? No. At first, 1560, he fought the Japanese pirate, ambushed them, cleaned the entire thing up. However, due to political reason, he was fired. His nephew, which is at the 1600, early 1600, because they do not have ammunition, they do not have any great support. They have only a small group of people. They fought the Manchurian people from the north, defending Ming dynasty. They all died. Why they died? Because the Manchurian cannot fight them. They are so good an army. So guess what? Manchurians have so many resources, so much people. They end up using long-range arrow and shoot, not close combat anymore. Then the Qi Ji Guang army completely, they fought until the last people. They only have this amount of resources, they fought until the end. This is the reality. There is no invincible bullshit here. Things keeping changing. Okay? So you know, Line 1 is the general Qi Guang, the Sun Tzu, the real authentic Chinese. Line 2 is the Qing make-up with the Taoists and everything, try to make believe like this, the most mysterious Tai Chi, all this nonsense. The third is people working in the Qing dynasty where his father is the prince or the governor, or his boss is the governor, so they're invincible. Because nobody touched them, because they have army behind that. How the hell you a fighter fight them? So they slap your face, you let them slap your face. So today, all this mix up, it is the internal nonsense with the guy who claimed that the ancestor is invincible is the majority. How many people can tell you that the real Chinese martial art is momentum based? You look at that. You never heard about it. Over here in China, in Southeast Asia, still people know. But it's very limited already. So today, in past, since early 1900, people add into this internal concept of the Tai Chi or whatever, and because at that time people don't know better anyway. They don't even get the momentum-based stuff. And then it stick into Wing Chun, and it create mess today. You can see Sifu make a demonstration. This is Qing. This is pushing and everything. Well, go fight Xi Xiaodong or any beginner who really train in Western boxing. See you get KO or not. Because it's our reality. Okay? So we have to be really careful. We have to be responsible for whatever heck it is. If we really want to learn Chinese Kung Fu. As what I always say, don't cheat yourself, don't cheat others, and don't get cheated. All these people who talk about this never learn Taoist, they never learn, learn Zen, but they just talk. Empty. Are you serious? This type of stuff can be used for fight? Have those Sifu go really fought in anything open tournament? Like the Kyokushin and all this, the Thai boxing and the MMA? Or using their arts. Don't go learning Sanda and then learning Western boxing and BJJ and you go fight. You say, well, I'm Wing Chun guy. I mean, bullshit. Who are you going to bullshit anyway? People see you through. So one need to know what is the reality. So that's the part of in the history about the internal of Wing Chun. The second thing, technically, okay, history, technically. In Shaolin art, in the military art, it is always said, externally train your bone, your sinews, and your muscle. Externally. Internally train your breath. And I always, like last time I explained to you, the Chinese breath or qi, so it's 内练一口气, internally you train your qi. Externally you train your bone, your muscle, and your sinews. Okay. Internally, you train that qi. That qi, last time in the last video, I already explained to you and share with you all. From the first day you do Wing Chun Xiu Lian Tao, if you get a proper teaching, you have to be able to train both internally the qi and externally the sinews, the muscle, and the bone. Just with a Yi Kamyong Ma. So I share with you. Internally train the qi. The qi is three things. Number one is your breathing. Number two is your intra-abdominal pressure. The third thing is the energy, which is flowing in the channel of the body according to the Chinese medicine, where you can feel it, you can sense it if you develop that. That three thing is the so-called qi. Now, externally, you train your muscle, you train your sinews, and you train your bones, your joints. Like the other day I shared with you. Exhale, inhale. I shared with you that it is like a squat. This is a shallow, natural squat. Shallow, natural, slow squat. When you go down, you inhale. Okay? When you go down, you inhale. You can feel the secure of your core. When you exhale, you stood up, you can feel the contracting of your pelvic floor muscle, or your Ying, or your butt, your anus, your lower abs. All these things. And while you are doing this, the beginning, you are actually activating your muscle, all this yang side muscle as the primary. So that is externally train the muscle, the sinews and bone. Internally, you train your breathing, intra-abdominal pressure, and your energy. It is this clear. Okay? Now, for the externally train your muscle, your sinews, and your bones, in today's term, it is actually you are training your kinetic chain. So externally, you train your kinetic chain. Internally, you train your breathing, your intra-abdominal pressure, and the energy flow. A complete Wing Chun training, just even the first move, have all of this. And then if you say that I'm using this move, right? Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. The same thing, the body is spiraling, twerking. Exhale. Okay, so inhale, inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, all those, take care of your inhale, your abdominal pressure, the AIP, okay? And your body, your kinetic chain is turning. You inhale, you exhale. Every move is you have internally trained your breath, your abdominal pressure, your intra-abdominal pressure, and your energy with your externally, your joints or your kinematic chain in a torquing way. Okay, now, every move. And you know that when I am training my external at the same time with my body is turning. Every joint rotating, the kinetic chain. You notice that when I exert this out, this and this is actually echoing. One is going back, one is going out because it's torquing. And you don't see me doing this. Stop doing here, and then lifting my elbow and push this out. You don't see me do that. You don't see me lifting my shoulder and then pushing out while this is like a dead stuff stuck there. No, it is actually you see that? The entire thing is spiral out. Now it is using that so you can be able to do recycling momentum. Go one side and then another one is like a sickle. If you do this, what is stuck here? Okay, like this, and then you go out, you couldn't even breathe. So, you see what is different? You just look at anybody do 小林头, if they just only do half of their body, only their shoulder, one side, lifted their shoulder, the entire body is still there like a rock or like a wooden dummy. You know there's nothing. It doesn't have external train, the kinetic chain, internally train, the intra-abdominal pressure, the breathing, and the energy. It doesn't have. So anybody who didn't talk about the intra-abdominal pressure, the breathing, and the qi flow via the Ren Meridian, there is nothing internal training there. It is this simple. So I hope here I answer all your questions. Okay? Like so many friends asking me, message me in Facebook and everything. The real deal will be inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. So the kinetic chain, the torquing, the spiraling out, the entire body, you don't use some local muscle to do this, and all this kind of thing. While at the same time, your breathing, your intra-abdominal pressure, your qi, all of this internally train your qi, externally train your bone, your sinews, and your muscle. Activate together. That is the proper Wing Chun training in 1850. What internal? What internal like Tai Chi, Fa Jing? Big deal. What Fa Jing? It is the recycling momentum. If you want to recycle your momentum, go, he come, you move and move. You need recycling momentum. Just go look at Mike Tyson, our friend. That's real fight. Nobody stand there, Fa Jing, or get a student, and then Fa Jing, but when you meet Xi Xiaodong, 30 second KO. Why? You couldn't even move. Okay? So, I hope that I put the so-called internal Wing Chun stuff to rest here on. Of course, this is a free world. Everybody can believe whatever heck they want to believe. But for people who really care for Wing Chun, you care for your training, you know this is what in the history, what is in the science, and what is the proper. And also, don't be idiotic. People say, you want to do this slowly so that you'll be able to have internal. Stop the idiotic thing. Why? When you're trying to do things slowly and you're not even aware that you hold your breathing, it's going to cause your blood pressure and your heart pulse, like the PVC and all those things. So when people say, oh, you do this slowly, stand square, you do this slowly, and then you'll be able to do this internal, forget about it. The guy don't even know how to breathe. Of course, he doesn't know that he's causing problem with his blood pressure and your heart rate. Today is 2026 in Olympic, in MMA, in everything. People look into this. Who want to commit suicide? Training some nonsense. But still, the Chinese Kung Fu, many people doing this bullshit and selling this bullshit. So, when you do this, like I say that, right? Do it only as much as your breathing is natural. Do not prolong that. You prolong that, you get into stop breathing. Now you can get yourself into big problem. You can even get yourself into stroke. If inside there already have problem with the cardiovascular, with the blood pressure and everything. So in the ancient Chinese is saying that you have to be natural, slow, gradual, smooth. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. It doesn't have to, I have to do it for, doing this for 10 minutes so I get internal Qing. Got it? Everything what I'm talking about, you can check with history, biomechanics, human biomechanics, medical science. So the Chinese is not moron. The ancestor of Wing Chun 1850. They know. They have experience for so many hundreds of years or thousands of years. But whatever today is people just making money, talking about this grandmaster. What the heck is the grandmaster? Did the grandmaster tell you about the intra-abdominal pressure, the breathing, the qi, as what I shared with you, about the kinetic chain? So you don't have anything like this. You don't know about this. How is there any grandmaster? So I put it straight here. Because enough is enough bullshit. This is the AI era. The Chinese ancestor of the Wing Chun deserve to be respected on what they do proper. Not be twisted around and then people making money of it. And as for the Feng Xiu Qing, all this thing, I wrote many articles in Chinese. Make video. I said that, come on. These people is not that. It's all try to make some kinds of a Superman for whatever their marketing or whatever reason. That is not Chinese Kung Fu. So this is what I like to share with you, straight talk. Everything I say here can be backed by history, backed by biomechanics, medical science, and Chinese martial art writing, classic, 100 years writing, not today's nonsense, which is filled with only grandmaster name, but what the heck do you know anyway? So I have to talk straight here because it's too much. I'm 70 years old. Who the hell knows if I die today or tonight? But at least that you guys know. Now, don't get misled. Don't screw up your body because medical cost is really high today. And because you need to know how the hell is those kind of things be able to fight? To learn the proper Chinese Kung Fu is to know, the differentiate between this is a cat, this is the tiger as an analogy. So if I see a tiger, I better call 911, call the police. Okay? Not acting like, this is cat, I can fight him. I mean, it's tiger, man.